Hello Animorphs fans and welcome back to the Animorphs book knockout competition. We're now into the quarterfinals of the winners and the losers, so it's basically round 4. Let's go through the results from the last round. There have been some strange results, I think you'll agree as we go through them, and then we'll draw for the next round. Remember that when you've watched this video, in the community tab on the YouTube channel, you will find all the polls for the next round ready to go. So as soon as you finish watching this, or even right now before we even go through it, go over there and select the book that you like in each of those polls. So let's go through round 3. Firstly, the losers batch. I don't know how the Journey got 48% against Elfangor's Secret. I don't know how. Yesterday I checked in on this and it was 50-50. And if it had stayed that way, the Journey would have won because I have to discount my own vote. But thank God, it just squeaked through by like one vote. 1 or 2 votes, Elfangor's Secret. Which means the Journey goes through to the losers quarterfinal. Another weird one. The Weakness got 46% against the Arrival. I swear people are coming onto these polls and just being contrarians for the sake of it. But Justice prevails and the Arrival just about wins against the Weakness. Whatever, the Weakness goes through to the losers last 8 quarterfinal. The Secret versus the Predator, I think, yeah. Oh, which one? Yeah, so the Predator deservedly won that one. But the Secret's not a bad book, but it loses here and goes through to the losers quarterfinal. The Escape versus the Unknown. This was a close one. I predicted the Unknown to win, and I was right. Not by much. Most of these polls are actually quite close. But the Unknown wins that one, which means the Escape goes through to the losers quarterfinal. The Separation versus the Ultimate. Should have been easy. Why are these all so close? Why are they all so close? How was the Ultimate just scraped through against the Separation? I don't know. Separation goes through to the losers last 16. The only one that's not close involves my favourite book. So the Resistance got 19% to the Extremes. Extremely high, 81%. Which means the Resistance, in my opinion the best book of the series, goes through to the losers quarterfinal. Alternamorphs lost. Not too surprising. This was the one that I said it could be a shock, because I thought the Unexpected might unexpectedly lose this one, but no, Justice prevails on this one, and the Unexpected wins relatively comfortably against Alternamorphs won the first Journey. And then the last of the losers rounds, another squeaky one where it probably shouldn't have been. The Andalite's Gift just about got through past the Next Passage. I thought it would be much less competitive, but Next Passage pushed the first Megamorphs book hard, but ultimately ends up in the losers quarterfinal. So let's go through to the knockout generator. So there's our 8 losers, and they will be generate it now. Okay, so it'll be the Resistance versus Alternamorphs 1, the first Journey. I don't know. I think because people think that it's my favourite book, they deliberately vote against it. So I think this might be a shock. I think Alternamorphs 1 might win that one. Whatever. The Separation versus the Escape. The Escape should win that one. It should. The Weakness versus Alternamorphs 2, the Next Passage. That might be a tough one, actually. I know which way I'd vote, and it wouldn't be for the Weakness. And I think the Next Passage might win that one. I think we might see both Alternamorphs books prevail in this round. And then the Secret versus the Journey. I mean, theoretically, yeah, the Secret should win, but the Journey almost beat Megamorphs 3, which is like Joe Biden winning a boxing match against Mike Tyson. You just wouldn't predict it. It's you know where you put your money on that one. Oh, right, so that's the quarterfinals for the losers. That could be some interesting results there, but if we're being serious, we know which way each of these would go. But this is the internet, and sometimes things aren't as serious as perhaps they should be. Okay, so we'll move on to the winners. We'll find out who our favourite book, or which books are our favourites. So, The Departure quite comfortably beat the Hawk-Bajir Chronicles. I had a sneaky suspicion it might. I was a bit surprised to see 65%, but regardless, The Departure goes through to the quarterfinals. The Underground versus The Illusion, both of them bad books, but I'm not surprised to see Illusion win that one quite comfortably. I know which way the fan base tends to sway on this book, so I'm not surprised that The Illusion has won this one quite comfortably. Goes through to the quarterfinals. This was a shock. I thought the Andalite Chronicles would beat the Discovery quite handily, but it didn't. It was 60% against the Andalite Chronicles. That's a shock, and it's... Apart from the Journey almost beating Megamorphs 3, this is probably the shock of the round. The Discovery beating Andalite Chronicles in quite a big way. It beat it bigly, didn't it, my dear?
What was that?
It got beaten bigly.
Yes, usually.
The Visitor versus The Message was actually a draw. 50-50, which means that the one I voted for loses a vote. Which one did I vote for? I voted for The Visitor, which means that The Message just squeaks past into the quarterfinals. The Attack, another 50-50. The Attack versus the Ellimist Chronicles. I voted for, drumroll, I voted for The Attack, which means that the Ellimist Chronicles progresses, which is a shock. I wouldn't say it's that much of a shock, but I thought The Attack might go all the way. But no, the Ellimist Chronicles goes through to the quarterfinals. And Visser versus the Invasion. I'm not surprised to see Visser win that one. It was quite close, which again, I think this is a fair reflection of how the fanbase would feel towards these two books. So Visser goes through there. The Capture versus the Sacrifice. This one I thought might be close, but it turns out it wasn't very close, and The Capture is a much more favoured book amongst this community. 73% to 27%, Capture goes through. And the last one, The Pretender beat the Answer. Now, I don't think that's correct, personally, of course. But I think the Tobias fanboys are coming out of the woodwork for these ones, which means The Pretender has won this one. It was alright, that book. It was alright. I certainly don't think it was anywhere near as good as The Answer, but that's just my opinion. So, your opinions are shaking these draws, these results. And here are our 8 winners into the quarterfinals. Let's see how they line up in the next round. Right, we've got Ellimist Chronicles versus Visser Chronicles, or what we call Visser Chronicles. So the two Chronicles books together. Who would win that one? Which one do you prefer?
Out of which one?
Ellimist Chronicles and Visser.
Ellimist Chronicles.
You say Ellimist Chronicles. Right, in that case, I'm going to back Ellimist Chronicles to win this one. I think it would be a tight one. I think that would be a really tight one, but I think Ellimist Chronicles will just pull it out of the bag. The Departure versus the Illusion. The Departure should, and I think it will, win that one. I think that now that the Attack has gone, I think the Departure is actually... I think that's the odds-on to win. I think that's the odds-on. So I think it will beat the Illusion. But then the Tobias fanboys will come out the woodwork again, and it will be like 86% to 14 or something ridiculous like that. I don't know. It's always a surprise. The Discovery versus the Message. Considering how the Discovery beat the Andalite Chronicles and the Message just squeaked past the Visitor, you'd say that the Discovery should win that one quite comfortably, but we'll see what happens. And the last one of the quarterfinals, the Capture versus the Pretender. The Capture should win, but if the Tobias fanboys are out in force, the Pretender will probably sneak that one. Okay, so that is the draw for the quarterfinals. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, seeing the results suddenly change at the last minute each time. Rigged. Nah, it's alright. Good fun. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to go to the community tab on this YouTube channel to vote in all of these head-to-heads. They're all up now, so go vote for them. Because I noticed that sometimes the last ones I uploaded get more votes than the ones below. So I don't know. Yeah, go vote. Go vote as you have been doing. Thank you so much for voting, by the way. It's good fun. And we're nearing the end. We're going to see which is the favourite and which is the least favourite book of the series, according to you, the people who watch this channel. So thank you very much. I shall see you next time. Ta-ra.